Hello guys, welcome back to Southtech tutorials. Today I'll be taking you guys through how to create a query, a form and a report in Microsoft Access 2019, or for those ones who are using 2016 or 2013, you can still follow along with me. It is the same concept. So before I show you guys how we can create a query, a form or a report, we have to first know what these terms mean, such that when we start, we know what we are dealing with. So I will start with a query, and I have given a definition as it is a request for data results and for the actions that you take on data. Let me say, when you're deleting or when you're trying to group your information according to a certain category, that is the action you are taking. But it is mainly a request for data results. Let me say maybe you want to return all the results where the course is software engineering. Let me say you are dealing with the school information and you need to return all those results where the course is software engineering. You will use a certain query code to generate what you want. So that's why I say it is a request for data results, the ones that you need to return. So that is the brief description of a query. When it comes to a form is a database object that you can use to enter data from a table or a query. And we have already defined what a query is. Finally, a report is an object in Microsoft that is used to display and print your data in an organized manner. So let us start, and we apply all the three that I have just defined, all the three terms, because this session is normally meant to be practical. However, you need to first know the terms we are going to use. So this is my access, and I'm already having my data. For those ones who have been following in the previous tutorial, you must also be having this data, and for those ones who have just joined, it's not too much. You can still design your table according to this information. It is this very table that we shall use and generate some queries depending to the criteria that is required. Let me say you have been employed as an IT personnel in an organization, and they tell you you have to be creating some queries depending on the criteria. Let me say you have to create a query whereby you have to organize them according to the course. You pick out only those ones who are doing information technology. That means you will have to create a query for that. So we shall go to create, then click on query design. So you will be presented with this dialog box. Just click on add and then you close it. So we shall add all these title headers on these fields. So just double click on student ID, then first name, last name, and so on. So we need to generate a query or a table for those students who are doing information technology only. For that matter, you shall have to come to the course. Make sure that you follow the criteria, not all. You follow this criteria and then you put it under the course, then you type information technology. So after you have typed it there under the course following the criteria, then you can now run your query. So you can now see we have the the list of students who are doing information technology only, and they are all in same 5. There are only 2 students, by the way. So this is how you create basing on the request you have been required to do. So now we have created this query and we have to save it. Just click on Ctrl S. Let us save it with information technology. I'll use the underscore. So you can now see this is the first query we have created, and it has sorted. It is only for those students who are doing information technology. Let me say we want to create a table for those ones. So now guys, let us create another query for those students who are offering software engineering only. There we have to first go back to our original table, which is the records. You just double click on it and we are back to the main table. So what we need to do here now is the same procedure that we used when we were creating information technology query. So you have to go up to create, then you click on query design. Click on add and then close. Double click to get the fields. I'm just doing double clicking. I double click on semester and I'm done. So I want to create a query for those students who are doing software engineering course. So I'll come the site and I type software engineering. Then I run my query. So you can now see there are only 2 students who are doing software engineering, and both of them are in semester 4. We haven't yet saved this query. Just click on Ctrl S and type there software engineering. So now we have 2 queries for information technology and software engineering. So guys, this is the basic way how you can create the queries. And now let me show you how to create a form. I'll go back to my original table and then go to create, then click on form design. You can see I'm skipping form. Even when I was dealing with queries, I was also skipping query wizard. The reason is this one is by default. When you click on this, they will just create generally. They will not be specific. In other words, it won't give you the specifications. For example, if you're this one is a default creation, so we don't need to create these queries by default. We need to create them according to the criteria we have been given. That's why I have been choosing query design. So from here now we are dealing with the forms, so I'll click on form design. I'll be presented with this empty table, which is consisting of empty rows and empty columns. So what I need to do, I have to click on this. Let me say this records table has not been shown. In case you don't see this, for example, yeah, when you're doing this thing from the start, you'll just be presented like this. So what you need to do, you have to click on existing fields. That's when you will be able to see the name of the table. If I minimize, you see there I will hide all the fields under it. If I expand, that's when now I can see all the fields. So I have to do the same thing by double clicking such that I get the student ID in this table. I double click on student ID on that title. I double click on first name, last name, course, and finally semester. So I'm done with double clicking on all those fields. All I need to do right now is go to the views, and then I click on form view. So you can now see I have created a form. This is my form, and I can go ahead from this is 1 of 8. I can go to 2 of 8. As you can see, it is dynamic. The student ID is changing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can now see this is how you can create forms using Microsoft Access, and it is really a very good way of coming up with classic forms. So now I want to save my form. I just click on Ctrl S and I say records form. You can say records form 1. So you can now see I have one form. It even tells you, you see, when you're creating forms, it first gives you that title that we're dealing with forms. If you're dealing with queries, it first gives you that title. The same thing to tables when you're creating tables. So we have only one table, we have 2 queries, and we have one form. The definitions I already explained to you guys earlier, so you can come back here and you read more about what a query is, what a form and a report is. So guys, I have now shown you how to create a table. That was in the previous video. Today I have shown you how to create queries, how to create forms using form wizard and query wizard. So the last thing now I have to show you is how to create a report in Access. So I'll go back to my original table by double clicking. Then I go back to create, and then I click on report design. I'll show you also if you want to use the normal report. So clicking on report design, here it is almost the same like when you were creating forms. It brings you to this field list. In case you are not seeing it, maybe it has started with property sheet. Then you have to first click on add existing fields, and then you'll be presented with your table with its fields. So you double click to get those titles there. So from here it is the same thing. You go back to the view and then you click on report view. I have now come up with a report. This is my report. You can see it is just a single report. At the moment it's showing one report, but if I happen to scroll down, you can see the rest of the reports. So in case you want to print them, you can now print and then you distribute according to the names. So it is a little bit similar to form, but this is a report. So guys, I hope you have gotten the concept of creating queries, forms and reports in MS Access 2019 or 2016 for those ones using 2016, or 2013 for those ones who are using MS Access 2013. In case you have not yet subscribed to this channel, I do recommend you to subscribe. If you have any difficulty, please write in form of a comment and I will help you from there. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye.